Hello, hello. You are listening to TinselTown Talkies on Rant Radio Network. It is a wonderful Thursday. It's been, wow, the week went by fast. Oh my gosh, I have an honorary member of Def Punk right here with us. Check it out, guys. He doesn't have the same helmet, but I think it'll work, right? So you're going to be joining me for the show today, Pimo?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I had to do that just for
I know.
in respect to the Grammys last weekend.
Oh gosh, what a show.
It was a good show.
It was a good show.
It's always a good show.
I wasn't impressed with the opener though. It was Jay-Z and Beyonce
What was not
dancing to
impressive
Drunken
about
Love. I don't know. It was okay.
it? It just didn't knock your socks off.
It didn't knock my socks off.
Oh, okay.
But some other awards did.
Like
Daft Punk, man.
Daft
They
Punk,
took
yeah.
home
You know,
4 awards.
I got a question though. Were they really there? I mean, who knows who's underneath the mask?
That is so true. No, I'm sure they'd come.
I mean,
there.
for
Why
all
would
we
they
care,
not?
they could be watching the whole show in France, saying, "Hey, look, hey."
Yeah, actually, it could be 2 of our friends that have been put up to that.
I'm just
You're
saying.
so right because he never said a word. They never took off their helmets, right?
Yeah. So we don't know.
We don't know, but it was a great night for them.
It was
4 awards. They got Best Dance and Electronica Album, Record of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
Album of the Year, which is one of the biggest awards, and the Best Pop and Duo Performance. So it was a nice night for them.
It's been a nice career for them. I mean, I know their career really took off after doing the Tron album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and which was phenomenal. That was the best part of the movie, to be honest. And no, I mean, kudos to them. Kudos to their physique and
I know.
everything they do.
Very different.
Yes.
But I sometimes wonder, is that really to be unique and to stand out? Or, wouldn't you want people to see your faces sometimes?
Well, there's also a persona,
There's
right?
that mystery.
There's that mystery, and you know what? You got to play to it sometimes,
That's
you know.
true.
And so I
Like the mystery of Pharrell's hat that night.
that was another thing. What was up
See,
with
he
that?
was reminding
hat?
me of you. Okay, that was
That
like
was
the
a weird
Lone
hat.
Ranger hat.
Yeah. Was he trying to look like a Canadian Mountie? Is that
I
what he's
have
trying to
no
pull off?
idea. During the performance, he had his white pants rolled up, and he had the hat action going. And I don't
Yeah.
know. He's a great performer, though. I love his work. Very talented. Very talented.
But you struck on a very important word, and that's performer. And that's what these guys are. They're performers.
Performers.
And when you're a performer, you have to have a certain persona,
Yes.
which means you wear the unique garbs or the hats or the helmets or whatever it is.
You do whatever it takes to stand out.
Hey, look at Madonna,
Oh,
right? I mean,
her outfit I wasn't feeling for the night. I
No,
don't know. I expected more from her.
I'm
you
coughing
okay?
over her appearance, I guess.
Pimo, are you going to make the show tonight? You all right?
I'm gonna stop.
Don't leave us hanging.
No, I'm gonna be a trooper and get through this.
It was another great night. There was someone else who walked away with 4 awards at the Grammys.
Was this Macklemore?
It was.
Wow, this
was.
guy's doing
Best,
big things.
Yeah, check this out. Best New Artist, Best Rap Performer, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Album.
Hey, kudos and not kudos to whoever's calling you right now.
And that was on silent. Bad iPhone.
Yeah,
okay.
you think it was on silent.
It was.
I wish I could silence some of these musicians. I mean, not Macklemore. I'll give him credit.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, I'm gonna leave names out of this now.
I gotta tell you though, some people are talking about whether this was the best Grammy performance show or it wasn't. I thought it was an okay produced show. I didn't feel it, and the way the lineup was, like some of it just didn't make sense, and a lot of people were tweeting and commenting about that too.
I was actually surprised just in general the amount of tweets and comments and Facebook posts I saw. I mean, it just in all the years I followed the Grammys on social networking, I haven't seen this much activity on social network.
Really? Well,
And some of it good, some of it bad. You're right. There was a lot of commentary in general.
but I think it's because too you've got all these shows like The Insider, Access,
Yeah,
Entertainment.
there's a lot more
Everybody's got
coverage of it,
social
yeah.
media
Mhm.
correspondents sitting out there.
Yeah,
So everybody's tweeting about it.
yeah. This is true.
you
This
know?
is true.
I think one that who really beat out some of the big wigs was the 17-year-old newcomer from New
The
Zealand.
Kiwi, Lord.
Lord.
Yes.
I mean,
Now you were curious about her thank you speech.
yeah, okay, so she received the Song of the Year and the Best Solo Performance.
Right.
Granted, I think she's very talented, but I don't know if she got nervous when she was up there. I mean, she is a newcomer.
Yeah.
I just,
And she's 17. She's not from
she's
the States.
17.
Yeah.
It was just more like thank you. Like, I don't know. I think maybe she was overwhelmed.
But again,
But the one
kudos to
thing
her.
people noticed and I noticed, oh my gosh, I was like, could you please fix your posture, lady? The whole time she was like hunched over like this and talking. And I was like, girl,
Wait.
stand up straight.
Maybe that's her persona. She's the
I don't
hunchback
know.
of Kiwi.
So it was a fun show, though. I mean, some great Taylor Swift. My God, dressed to the T.
Okay, I'll
Paris
take your word for
Hilton,
it.
yeah, Paris. I know you weren't checking out that, but I was thinking about you. But some stuff happened after the
Oh yeah, talk
Grammys
about it. Talk
too.
about a show, the after party.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, I don't know exactly where in the Hollywood Hills, but there was a home in the Hollywood Hills that had an after party. You know how it is. It's a
I think it
Grammys.
was in Mulholland Drive area,
Yeah, I
right?
think it was in the Mulholland Drive, right? Come on, it's a Grammys. Go, let's go party afterwards, right?
Right.
Well, apparently there was some illegal parking involved, and a bunch of cars were towed.
Oh, I think it says here, according to KTLA's report, rapper Meek Mill had reportedly thrown a post awards party in
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
rented mansion. So that wasn't really a fun night for
Can you
them, huh?
imagine you have a Grammy but you don't have a car?
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Taking the
fun.
bus home with a Grammy?
That would. Oh, you know what's kind of interesting? It also says here those in attendance included P Diddy, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj. So he had
Yeah.
some.
Can you mention the cars that were towed away in that case?
I know, huh?
I
that
mean,
was
some
that was
lowriders,
probably
you
fun.
know. Your phone is
Seriously.
still going off.
No, it's not.
I heard it again.
All right, it is going off. All right.
Yes. Going off like these parties.
I heard, or I read, I should say, 9 Inch Nails wasn't too happy with the Grammy
The lead
producers.
singer, yes, he gave a little fu to the Grammy producer. So apparently, the producers thought in his mid performance of the show, they decided to go to commercial.
That's not cool.
Yeah, and he. I mean, you have the tweet in front of you. I think
Yes.
if you grab the article there, he actually tweeted. The next one. He actually tweeted something to the fact "f you." I think he actually said the words.
Oh, he
Yeah.
put music's biggest night
Mhm.
to be disrespected. A heartfelt F you guys.
Yeah, and
That was his
he didn't say
tweet.
"f you." He actually wrote out the word.
No, it says F dot 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 and then you.
Well, it's blurred out
Oh,
there,
it's
right?
bleeped out.
It's
Yeah,
bleeped
you're
out.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, I mean, how would you feel,
Oh,
man? You prepared for
I'm
this
with him.
performance,
I'm with the guy.
but the producers they defended it. You know,
And
they said
what
that.
did they say?
Well, they said that they saved that end slot for a bit of a jam because they want to make it energized and it's the end of the show. And at that time, they're just left to the matter of the clock. But I think in his defense, when you're doing that, people start walking out towards the end of the show.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're kind of just left there. And I think that's disrespectful to any artist.
I
who's
agree. I
performing.
agree, and especially I mean, it's any artist, but this guy's not exactly any artist. I mean, Nine Inch Nails has a bit of a rapport in this industry. So, if you're listening, Mr. Razor, we're with you.
We're with you.
Yeah, yeah.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. Yes.
4 thumbs up.
All right, there we go. 4 thumbs up.
All right. You sent me this piece, and I got to say, this was a really, really cool article about Asians being shunned in
Excuse me.
Hollywood still. I mean,
Yes.
they are still not receiving enough roles. And what's so sad is that in this article, they've compared they've compared Asians to cats and how the new media has accepted them,
Yes.
but Hollywood television hasn't.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
crazy.
you'll find a lot of Asians and
On
cats on
YouTube?
YouTube, but you won't find them on mainstream television. And there was a little jabbing, but in the context of How I Met Your Mother,
Yes.
because of some of the commentary, or at least some of the suggestions that the show has made
Well,
about Asians.
I think, and I have to put it out there that I don't really watch that show a lot.
Mhm.
But people feel that they've really had a lot of racist comments on there, and
Mhm.
that Asians are overly characterized.
Or
What's the word?
characterize.
Not characterized. Well, they're caricatures.
Oh, oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well,
It's a tongue twister.
yeah. Okay. So we're not
Don't
going
worry
to get
about it.
stuck on
Yeah,
that.
don't worry
But
about it.
anyhow,
Yeah.
so a lot of Asian people in the community felt very disrespected about that.
Yeah.
And
it
I
makes
thought what was
sense.
interesting too is that there was a comment made about how at the Golden Globes they were trying to find token Asians like Aziz Ansari and Lucy Liu so that they could make sure that they covered them
Yeah.
that they were there.
Yeah.
What about Kunal Nair, man? He's on
Yeah.
one of the top rated television shows.
And one of the most popular.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he's very popular. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting though, and I think it's right whether you're talking about Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, or even South Asians.
Mhm.
I think we're still, I mean, minus the Aziz Ansaris and the Mindy Kalings, there still isn't enough
Well,
out
there's a
there.
lot of work to do. I mean, if I were to ask you to name the five biggest Asian American actors right now, who?
God, I have to really even think about it.
Yeah, and I mean, let's see what
Okay, Lucy Liu.
let's take Indians out of it. Let's just look at the from China, Japan, Korea, Philippines. Let's just look at those areas.
Jackie Chan. Well, but okay, so you mentioned that. You're right. I have to think about it. But what
Yeah.
I found even more interesting was that the article also mentions how a lot of Asian Americans are headed back, especially like, for example, those going into Hong Kong
Hmm.
because they're finding more opportunities
Yeah.
out there for them than here. And I
Yeah.
know a lot of Indian actors too are trying, dabbling their hand in Bollywood too and going back to India.
And a lot of it's because the production value in those countries are really coming up.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's the gap between Hollywood and Hong Kong cinema or Indian cinema or Japanese cinema isn't that big anymore.
No, you're right.
You know,
You're right.
so
A lot of production potential out there,
exactly,
and so,
exactly.
and I
So
guess for actors, it's like you got to look for good work.
so let's wrap up real quick. I know we got about 90 seconds left before
Oh
we're
my
at the
gosh! And
commercial.
I
But
tweeted
this is
about this. Okay, the most
this is a
three
great topic to talk about.
unlikely people to hang out:
Well,
Kobe Bryant, Meryl Streep, and 50 Cent.
and you talk about the full spectrum of personalities here.
Wow. I mean, look at that picture. They look like they're like longtime buddies. So this was
Well,
after a game.
they're
I think.
posing here.
I
Like, what's
know.
up?
What,
You
this was,
know?
I think, after a game.
This is after the Lakers
The
Knicks game.
Lakers game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to give some context to this, Meryl Streep was sitting courtside with 50 Cent. Of course, Kobe was on the bench not too far away.
But I heard they were actually engaged in conversation and having
Yeah,
a good time.
they were chummy. They were really chummy. So I guess give some street cred to Meryl Streep now. I mean, hanging out with two of the biggest like urban stars out there, you
Seriously.
know?
Or them hanging out with
Yeah,
one of the
look
queens
at that.
of Hollywood.
It almost looks like they're a couple. This reminds me of Hitch.
That would be the odd couple.
Yeah,
Hitch.
you know?
Hitch.
Do you remember?
That's
Hitch?
with Will Smith, right?
Yeah. And there's that Amber Vallette and Kevin James at the game. That's what this reminds me of.
That is hilarious. Well, I think it's great.
Oh,
think
it's
it's great.
it's
I mean-
awesome. Yeah, give them kudos for that. And
Yeah.
like I said, if Meryl Streep didn't already need enough street cred as it is, she just wants some more.
Seriously.
So good stuff to her.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
got lots more to talk
Mhm.
about after this short break. You are listening to TinselTown Talkies on the Rant Radio Network. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook.
See you in a few.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home, at AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
And we're back. Happy Thursday, TinselTown Talkies. We now have another member of Daft Punk joining us. So welcome the second member of Daft Punk. We should do this every week, I think. Well, I hope the audience is cool with us wearing weird hats on our faces. We should do this every week, I think, right?
I'm not going to cover this beautiful face.
Okay, suit yourself. I'm not going to complain with that.
Well, you had an exciting week. You were able to check out a film that was actually potentially supposed to be on
the Oscars.
On the Oscars.
Yes,
for
it
India
was
submission, right?
Yeah,
Lunchbox.
Lunchbox, yes, or Dabba as they call it in India,
So
which
you
means
actually
lunchbox.
saw the film.
Yes,
How
I
was
saw
it?
the film. It was interesting. It definitely had the oscular. It's really oscular. It definitely had the Oscar vibe here.
I had to do that. Sorry.
I gave the opening for that. What can I say? It's a good reaction. It definitely had the Oscar. I was gonna say it again. It's on my tongue now. It had the Oscar feels. What I was trying to say.
It did?
It
Okay.
definitely had the vibe of like, all right.
What's it about?
So it's about these two people who interact through letters, and the letters are delivered through a lunchbox service.
That's kind of
So,
cute.
yeah. So what it is in India?
It's like a Valentine's story.
It kind of is. And so what happens is in India, they have these guys who deliver lunchboxes
Right.
to people's tables, whether it be made at someone's home or
I
at a
get
restaurant.
that here actually sometimes.
Oh, really?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the service is, they pride themselves on being perfect, that they never miss a delivery and they always deliver the right people, no matter what.
Wow.
And lo
Can
and
you
behold,
imagine in a place with 1 billion people
yeah,
to be able to do this?
lo and behold, they make a mistake on the delivery, and that sparks a love story.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And Irfan Khan is in this movie,
Yes,
which
yes.
people know him from Slumdog Millionaire.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep, that's right.
Mhm. So he's the lead in this film. We'll talk more about the film when we get back. In the interim, I did get the chance to talk to the director, Ritesh Batra. We'll play about 5 minutes.
Ritesh Batra.
Ritesh
right?
Batra. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. So we'll hear my little chat with him for about 5 minutes, and then after that we'll come back and talk more about him in the film.
Cool. Let's hear what
Alright.
he had to say.
All righty. All right. So with Ritesh for Lunchbox.
Great.
So let's talk about kind of how this film came about. It's kind of a non-traditional love story. So how did you come up with kind of the story arc to have these two people who never interact, and how they kind of were able to have a relationship without really seeing each other?
They interact through the letters,
Yeah.
but I was trying to make a documentary about the Dabbawalas of Bombay, the
Mhm.
lunchbox delivery man that you see in the movie.
Mhm.
And I embedded myself with them for a couple of weeks, and I was hoping to find a personal story within them. But we became friends in that process,
Mhm.
and they started telling me these stories about the housewives they pick up the lunchboxes from. Like this one takes too long because she tries something new every day.
Mhm.
So I just got really interested in all that.
Mhm.
And then I was trying to write a movie about a woman who's trying to fix her marriage with her cooking. And I was writing that for a while, and then one day I thought, what if she ends up fixing someone else's life?
Mhm.
That's how I found the character that Irfan plays,
Mhm.
Sajan. And then from there I found Sheikh, the character that Nawaz Siddiqui plays.
Mhm.
And then the writing just kept bouncing between these three people.
Right. Talk about Yella real quick. How did you find? I know the actress that plays Yella is a newcomer.
Mhm.
So what was the process in finding her, and how did she strike you to fit the character you wanted to bring to life?
She's a wonderful actor. I saw her in a Indian indie film. She had a small part. And then I saw her in a play.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her in two plays actually. I met a lot of actors in that age group in Bombay, and it was a very difficult sort of quality to find, because it's a very difficult part. We are with her alone a lot of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's inside this apartment. Her entire story is inside that apartment.
Mm-hmm.
The other character that she interacts with is not seen.
Right.
So it had to be someone who the audience would love to spend time with.
Right.
At the same time, she's a neglected housewife,
Mm-hmm.
and it was important that she doesn't have that victim quality. It was very important to me that she doesn't have that quality of a victim,
Mm-hmm.
because she's a very active character.
Right.
She's trying to fix her life.
Mm-hmm.
The other character, Irfan's character, is actually a very passive character when the
Right.
movie begins.
Mm-hmm.
So it was those two things, and also she needed to have sort of a special relationship with loneliness. Nimrat is the kind of person that she can light up a room, and she can be very alone in a crowd. She's very comfortable with being alone and being by herself, and she invests a lot in her parts.
Right.
And I could tell when I saw those two plays that she's invested a lot in it, and we needed someone who would invest time in this location, come there every day to tap through the script, to interact with the kid, to cook in that kitchen. So all these things, so it was very difficult to find someone who had all these qualities and would be willing to invest the time the part required.
Sure.
And she was just the right person.
Okay.
It took us a while to find her, though. It took us a
Wow.
couple of months.
Wow, but it was a good find though.
Yeah, I'm glad we found her.
Yeah. So speaking about Ela, the character, I mean, you said you didn't want to portray her as a victim, but what does she represent? And especially in the context of women in India, if you could define you personally, what did you want her to be defined as a woman, and what you represent?
For me, the film it's a love story, of course. And it has a dash of humor in it. It has a lot of humor in it, I think, because we were always mining the script for humor. And when I would talk to the actors, I would always talk about how it needed to be funny and sad. So for me, it is, at one level, it's a romantic comedy. It's also the story of two lonely people sifting through the baggage of their lives together and coming closer as a result of that. So it's a lot of things for me, the film. But as far as Ela is concerned, it was not. I'm not a woman, but of course I've been close to a lot of women, and for me, Ela was always a person who doesn't trust her instincts, and through this relationship, she learns how to trust her instincts, and I would always talk to Nimrat about that, and and that is also, I feel, in many ways it's central to a lot of women in India. So she could identify with that. She had seen it in people in her life, just like I had. So that is an idea that we could, we could instantly say that this is true about this kind of a person in this place and in this time, even in this time.
Right.
So I mean, Ela is a lot of different things, like any person. But that was definitely one of the ideas about coming to terms with her own instincts.
Okay.
So, okay, what I think is really a great interview.
Thank
He
you.
seems like such an interesting
Yeah, he
person.
is. Mhm.
So now so this film, Lunchbox, actually just picked up 3 awards at the 59th Filmfare Awards,
Yes, it
which are
did.
held in India. And
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Ritesh actually received the Best Debut Director Award.
Yeah.
One of the actors, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, who's a fantastic actor, by the way, just brilliant, received Best Supporting Actor. And the film received the Critics Award for Best Film of the Year. So not a bad way to start.
Not a bad way to start at all. And it's been getting critical praise left and right. Pretty much every corner of Indian cinema is just, they're all over this film. So it's
Which must have been a hard hit for him not to be able to be India's submission into
yeah,
the
yeah.
Oscars,
And
right?
so in fact, some of the critics are saying that this is a representative film. That if there's one film to define what the future of Indian cinema is, it's this film.
See, I wonder how it fares against The Good Road and really how it would have done out here.
Yeah, and we'll never really answer that, unfortunately. But this was, I mean, there was definitely a lot of heartwarming elements of this film. You have a love story where the two people never see each other. I mean,
That's pretty
the couple never
interesting.
sees each other and they fall in love through these letters. It's all because somebody made a mistake in a lunch delivery.
And there's no social media involved.
And there's no social. They're literally writing letters and putting it inside a lunchbox. So
That's so cute.
this lady cooks. So the premise is this lady cooks to rekindle her own love life. She's got a husband, and she has her food delivered to her husband.
Oh.
And so she makes this
Just
great
create that
meal.
spark again.
Yeah, so she makes this meal hoping that it gets a spark going again. And the lunchbox comes back to her later that day empty. She's like, "Wow, my husband actually enjoyed this." She finds out it went to somebody
It went to
else.
somebody
Yes,
else.
exactly.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
That is really tricky. Now, this film is releasing in the United States on February
28th.
28th. So it's going to be in New York and Los Angeles. And then in March, it will release at in other theaters.
Yeah. So it's
And it just screened, by the way, at the Sundance Film Festival.
yes, it
Great
did.
place to be.
And it also filmed at Cannes.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Critics Week screening there. So this was back in when is Cannes, September?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it was a few months ago it filmed there. But
No, isn't Con in May?
I always forget when Cannes is. What's in September? There's a big one in September.
No, it's yeah. Con comes like in
Cannes-
April, May 10th.
Okay, so anyways, yes. The film releases in September. That's where I'm confused.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
in India it releases in September.
Yes,
Yes,
because it was
yeah.
out earlier than the international.
But
release,
I definitely highly recommend this film. It's where it's just not just Against the Good Road, but there are other Indian films that were circulating. And it's interesting to see how this film just didn't get picked, even though, like I said, it had the Oscar vibe.
Now, you know what I thought was really interesting? He mentions Nimrat Kaur, who's a newcomer.
Yes.
But I mean, what a great way for her to start her career. She's up with two fantastic actors. I mean, to be able to work with Irfan Khan in your first film,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's a great
And
start.
Siddiqui is fantastic. Navazuddin Siddiqui is a fine actor as well.
Have you seen him in any other films?
Yes, I have, and now I'm blanking. I know he was also in what's the Amir Khan movie? Was it Talash? And
I think he was in Talash. He played
he
the
was
other
in
police
Talash.
officer. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? No, in there he was actually one of the guys that lives in the slums. But he's done
Yes,
a
and he won a
lot
Best
of
Actor in that film,
different.
yes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
done a lot of different roles because he's your critic award guy. He does off the beat films or
Yeah.
off the beat roles. He
Mhm.
doesn't do the typical he's not your Bollywood hero.
Right. I mean, actually, I'm looking at other films, and these are films that definitely if it follows Indian cinema would know. I mean, Pan Singh Tomar. That's also with Irfan
That's a
Khan.
great film.
Yeah, he was in Kahani, which is kind of the usual suspects of India.
Yes.
Gangs of Wasiapur, which was an epic just film of gangsters.
Which was featured at the Indian Film Festival in
Right.
Los
He was
Angeles.
in another one at the same festival was Chittagong.
Yes.
About this.
So see, he does really solid, interesting films.
Yeah. So
they're not your typical Bollywood
not
feature
at all.
films.
He as you say in Bollywood or Hindi, he's not your masala actor.
No, he's not the masala actor,
Yeah.
but he brings a lot of masala to the screen because his characters are just fantastic.
So do you think he would have a career in Hollywood?
I actually think he's a potential actor that could.
Yeah.
Because his skills, they're tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows his craft. He knows. I mean, he's not your, like I said, he's not your model that's going to come out. But when it comes to skills, he's got
it.
them.
Well, I mean, look, he acts with Irfan Khan. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's 2 films he's done with him, and he's already been a crossover actor.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. He
I'm actually wondering
definitely
I'm curious what Irfan's next American movie. will
I'm
be.
sure he's got a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
we've got a lot more to talk about when we come back.
See you in a minute.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
What's wrong? I can't stop craving a cigarette. I just quit. Hey, what are you smoking on?
Oh, this? Best e-juice on the planet. Burst of flavor, of course.
What's that?
Only the best alternative to smoking with a great flavor. It has a burst of flavor in every puff.
Well, does it have nicotine?
It comes in different levels, including 0. They have 20 flavors and more coming. All the products are made in the U.S. Check them out at www.burstoflavor.com or call them at 855-WE-BURST.
Hey, let's burst together.
It's not just flavor, it's an experience. Cigarettes, you've met your match.
Add some crazy flavor to your vape pen. You're looking for something new and exciting in liquid vapor? Go to Crazy Cloud's e-juice. Find them at burstoflavor.com and try any of the new 12 flavors they have available: blueberry, mint, raspberry, chocolate, gummy bear, hemp, watermelon, cola, orange, pina colada, coconut, or red bully. Call us today at 855-WE-BURST or visit us at burstoflavor.com and order yours today.
Number 1. Number 1.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number 1.
Everybody's asking for number 1.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number 1. Anything less is number 2. Number 1, tequila.
And welcome back. Happy Thursday. Hope you're enjoying your day wherever you're at in the world. You're back at TinselTown Talkies here on the Rant Radio Network. We're going to get back to the Grammys again, Rasha, with a friend of yours.
Yes. You know what? We have to say, the Grammys, regardless of production or whatever, it was a historical one for many. 33 couples, gay couples, were married that night by Queen Latifah on the Grammy stage.
Yeah.
How incredible is that?
It's beyond incredible.
And among them was one of my friends, Yawer Charlie, and his partner, Jason Miller. We're going to talk to him right now. Yawer, it's Rasha and Pimo. Welcome to Tinseltown Talkies. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh,
Pretty
we're
good,
great.
pretty good.
Congratulations to
Yeah, a
both
big
you and
congrats,
Jason.
indeed, yes.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure. So, Mike, I mean, it's like history being made at the Grammys, would you say?
It was. It was a really special moment, and to be part of that was just, it was huge, really overwhelming, and it was a really special moment, not just for music, but just civil rights in general.
Absolutely. Now, how did you get to be a part of this whole thing?
Well, we were approached by the casting firm run by Ethan Peterson, who was casting the segment for it, and we didn't know exactly what it was. He knew that my partner Jason and I were getting married later this year, and we're still planning on having our ceremony. And so he said, "Got this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Can't tell you anything about it yet." And then slowly, once we signed non-disclosure agreements, we were able to find out exactly what was going on, and we said yes. And again, we didn't know that we were going to be part of Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's number, but obviously with Same Love being nominated, we figured it was probably that. But it wasn't until literally the dress rehearsal that we found out that Queen Latifah would be performing the ceremony, signing our marriage licenses, and that Madonna would be our wedding singer, basically.
Oh, wow.
I mean, can it get more memorable?
No, I don't think it can. What a way to start.
Right, exactly.
I love the fact that you wore an Indian kurta for the ceremony. I mean, that's so great.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. When they were like, what are you going to wear? And, every time I get invited to any kind of red carpet event or any black tie function, I always wear South Asian clothing.
Nice.
I think it's really, being from that part of the world, I think it's really nice to represent, and they're beautiful clothes. And I thought, if I was, when we get married in August, I've got a beautiful Shervani, so I thought, I want to wear something like that, and so that's why I chose to do it. And in fact, I'm really glad I did, because it's got, the simple fact that I wore that has gotten so much attention and traction, really kind of started a cool conversation.
Nice. So take us inside the whole, I guess, the whole experience. What was the vibe like? Just, I'm sure it was overwhelmed with emotions, but if you could just tell us a quick play-by-play of what went down and kind of how you guys all felt during the event.
Well, it was interesting, because when we first were doing the rehearsals, it was a surreal experience to walk into the Staples Center and, just have all of that happen, and have Madonna come out and sing, and it was so cool. And so as crazy as it sounds, we kind of were like, oh my God, there's Madonna, like she's a pal, like big deal after the first few times. And then when the show actually happened, previous to that, every time we had run the number or rehearsed, there weren't any audience members there. And so when we actually did it, it was crazy. I mean, everybody was on their feet the second that we walked in to Staples Center, and just cheering and screaming. And we had the emotion was so high from everyone around us. Like, people were crying and yelling congratulations, and just so emotionally overcome. And these are major musicians and celebrities. And I don't know if you obviously if you saw some of the playback, it was they definitely caught some celebrities crying, but there was so many more, and everybody was just so into it and so emotional. And so once we walked in, it was like we were having our moment, but it was more about everything around us. It was just, I liken it to a big hug. It was very cool.
Well, and I can definitely, even when I was watching it, I felt a lot of emotions going through me because you're just feeling so many different things. And I have to bring up, Yara, we're friends and I've seen your posts on Facebook as well. Now you did mention too, though, you've also seen the negative side of it with negative comments also coming your way. And I want to ask you, being South Asian, how did this all play into your life? And has it been a difficult journey for you? Because, the community is still shies away from the LGBT community.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting experience. I come from, a very strict Muslim family and background. And so I've approached it as this way because really there's very little that's in my control in terms of trying to change perceptions that have, been around for 3,000 years. So really all I can do is just be the best me that I can be and figure out how to reconcile that with my own religious beliefs. The reality is I've never shied away from any of that. I've never, tried to pretend to be something that I'm not. And I think there comes a point where you just have to go, look, this is my life. I can't be living it for somebody else or for a community. I have to be true to who I am. And so, when we sent out our wedding invitations, it was very much like I didn't even tell family members that, I was getting married. I wanted them to get the invitation.
Right.
And because my attitude is I'm not treating people with kid gloves. I'm not, trying to, easily give it to them. I'm like, you've known me my whole life. This is who I am. I'm getting married. I know you're happy for me, so let's just move on. And if anyone has religious objections to it, I respect that. However, just simply decline my invitation so I can invite someone who really does want to be there. So that's the attitude that I've adopted.
And I think
and
it's a great
especially like being on the Grammys, it's gotten like crazy traction, especially because, wearing the kurta that I wore has, I've gotten like crazy amounts of feedback from all over the world because there are no, or I shouldn't say are no, but like generally speaking, you don't get too many, gay South Asians who get any kind of press coverage. And,
Right.
we were lucky enough to be on everything from CNN to Access
I know you've become a star overnight.
And that photo, there was a particular photo that was snapped by a member of the Associated Press that has been used all over the world, and the cover photo for everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's me in the kurta and Jason in his tuxedo, and that's the photo that they used for everything.
Yeah.
So it's been like a really amazing kind of conversation starter, I guess.
Well, it's a beautiful picture. And I think regardless of everything, that happened there, stuff, it's great that it's a special moment and a special bond for you and Jason. And I think,
well, thank you.
The underlying message is that you're happy and that your happiness should be there forever and ever.
I agree, and a big congratulations. I hope you get to do a bigger wedding in August.
Well, it might have about 29.9 million less people.
Okay.
I'm sure for the 140 that are there, it'll be off the hook.
And you'll have some Bollywood dancing or no?
The wedding and the reception is definitely going to be an East meets West experience because I definitely, our culture is so amazing.
Yes,
and
it
it's
is.
so full of music and color and just all these wonderful senses happening. So, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a combo of all of that.
Well, thank you. And again, big congratulations from
thank you
TinselTown
guys, and
Talkies.
thank you for having me on today.
Oh,
Our pleasure.
our pleasure.
Our
Thank you for
pleasure, yes.
calling in and have a great week.
You too. All right.
All
Talk
right,
to you.
take
Talk to you
care.
soon. All
Thanks,
right,
Yara.
buddy. All right.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. That was good. I
It's wonderful.
I can't add any more commentary to that. That would just beyond awesome. I do want to. This is a great transition to another wedding topic.
Yes.
Which is the wedding that was actually the other end. It was canceled at iPhone.
Oh my gosh. So we have been talking about IFA, which is been categorized as the Indian Oscars for Bollywood. And basically IFA is coming to Tampa, Florida this April. And it is so sad. I'd like to get the young lady's name. There was a wedding that was planned at the hotel where IFA is being held. And her name is, here we go. Amanda and Chris Phillips, They were having their wedding at the Hilton Tampa downtown. Well, here they are planning this big shabam thing. And all of a sudden, they get a phone call that their wedding has been canceled at the hotel because IFA is
The
taking
reservation's
over.
been canceled,
The
right, yeah,
reservation. I'm
mhm.
sorry, the
Yeah.
reservation. And she kind of felt bad because she thought, okay, well, they sent out invitations already to like 82 people, and they understand that IFA, the Indian, which is done by the International Indian Film Academy. Great, it's a huge award. It's an
Mhm.
award show. It's going to pull in a lot, but she kind of, I think, felt hurt.
Well, I
that
mean, it's your wedding. It's
her-
your special day. You've been planning for this for how long? And I mean, we all know how important weddings are to anybody who participates in them. So
And she was quoted saying, "IFA is going to be a much more big ticket than our little 80-person wedding." Hilton
Yeah.
did apologize to her, but I just
you know what Hilton should do is they should comp her.
they should comp her the entire wedding.
Yeah, they should just pay for
They
it.
should reschedule and comp that
If
wedding.
because if this was a money, this is clearly a money decision on behalf of the Hilton. So if they're making enough money from the IFA, just use it to subsidize the wedding.
Yeah, I agree with
That's
you.
That's what I say. She deserves it. She's having
It's
her big day
sad.
robbed away from her. Let's make it up to her.
Yeah.
You know.
Aw.
Anything else you want to talk about before we go to break? Do you have time? You have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got just a few seconds to talk about Bollywood star Sonakshi Sinha.
Yeah.
So
I hear
apparently,
she wants to come here.
well, her film Lutera didn't really receive too many nominations. It's award season in India too, in Bollywood. However, it did get her recognized by a director out here. They are doing a New York-based play, which is the stage adaptation of O. Henry's The Last Leaf.
Okay.
And they've asked her to play an important role. So will Sonakshi Sinha actually come to Hollywood,
Let's hope
to
so.
the States? Let's see. But she does make it clear that she will never leave. She doesn't want to leave Bollywood, and that she'll still do stuff that's appropriate for her Indian audiences.
Yeah. Well, the world is shrinking. You could do both nowadays. I think.
Yeah.
I think
be great
you
to
don't
see
have
her.
to choose one or the other. So
It'd be
that's
great
what I
to
say.
see her.
I
If you-
agree.
So, all right. Well, we'll be right back after these messages.
Yes,
Keep
yeah.
listening to Tinseltown Talkies.
Rant Radio Network.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotechsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Koi Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural healthcare services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Welcome back to Tinseltown Talkies. Oh man, we've had some great interviews lined up for today. All right, well, we've got some more stuff happening in Bollywood. Star Arjun Rampal, didn't even know he has a restaurant, but that restaurant's in legal trouble.
Yes, apparently he's not paying his bills.
Oh.
He's fallen short on payments.
Wow.
So I guess the authorities are coming in and saying either pay up or get out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the total debt is, but apparently he hasn't paid bills in about a year and a half now.
Oh, you're kidding. How do you even do that?
Yeah, well, I guess some people just...
Oh, I've got to read this. So he tweeted, "So I'm bankrupt now, according to media reports. So everyone cash out your checks now. Pound ridiculous."
That's funny.
I'm trying to find the name of... it's Lap Restaurant.
Yeah, it's in Delhi.
LAP.
Yeah,
Lap.
it's all capital letters, capital L, capital A, capital P. It's in Delhi. Stars running restaurants. I guess it's kind of the popular thing to do. I mean,
Well, it's like a backup, right? Backup plan.
is it really? I mean, you look at Schwarzenegger, for example, had Planet Hollywood
Planet
out here.
Hollywood.
Shotsky's on Main in Santa Monica. He also had.
Oh, if you look at the screen, that's
yeah.
Arjun's. Wow,
And
that's
look
pretty
how it
nice.
looks like. It looks pretty cool.
Very
Yeah,
elaborate.
I mean, clearly some money went into it.
Yeah, it seats
You
about
know?
150 people.
Yeah, so he's
It's
done
a
a good job with
lounge bar.
it.
Actually, you know what? It's a lounge bar.
Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't call this a backup. I think it's more the hipster thing to do. These actors are hipsters, and they do the hip thing with restaurants. So, I'm not crying over him losing
Pretty
it, but
neat. Apparently, Shah Rukh Khan's wife Gauri Khan helped out with the designing of it.
really
Mhm.
interesting. Well, it definitely has a nice classy touch to it.
With
I would
Rampal's
visit
wife.
there.
I would go there too.
I would totally hang out
Maybe
there.
next time we go to India, if it's around.
If it's
It's
around.
been there since
If it's
2009.
around, yes, exactly.
Um,
So speaking of Bollywood, on the brighter side of Bollywood,
Oh,
we
so
had some
as
awards
it's
going
award
out.
season
Yes.
here, it's mega award season in India and
Mhm.
Bollywood, and their biggest awards, the 59th Filmfare Awards, just
Right.
happened.
Mhm.
And if you're familiar with the industry, Deepika Padukone took Best Actress
for Ram Leela.
for Ram Leela. That's correct. And then you had Farhan Akhtar, who took Best Actor
Uh-huh.
for Baag Milka Baag.
Uh-huh.
And now that film actually received Best Film of
It
the
was
year as well.
best film, best director, and best actor. So
Oh, look at
it won
that.
with 3 filmfares. And just for context, it's actually based on an athlete named Milka Singh.
Yes, and those are not the Filmfare. That's the DGA awards with Ben Affleck.
We have
We'll
the
come
wrong-
back
the
to those.
sorry,
come back to those.
sorry, sorry, Arvin.
But it's great. What's interesting is I actually caught a little bit of the Filmfare Awards. So Priyanka Chopra and Ranbir Kapoor were the hosts this year.
Yes.
And which has been different because Shah Rukh Khan and Saif Ali Khan were the ones who've been hosting it previously. And it's so different from the Oscars. It's like Bollywood is so grand and glamorous. They always have to do something elaborate. So they actually put these two poor guys in these costumes. And the whole theme is about futuristic India or the future. So everything is done. Priyanka's got like this futuristic crazy costume going on. It was just interesting. And I thought, wow, it'd be so nice to one year just see them just do a simple award show.
Although I wouldn't have minded seeing them doing some sort of Daft Punk thing.
That
would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Didn't catch that, but yeah. So a big year for a couple of these guys
Yeah, a big year for Priyanka Chopra, not only hosting this, but just she's doing a lot. She's
in general. Yeah,
she's doing her music. She's doing IFA. I mean,
a lot of things.
she's
in
doing a lot
her
of things
play.
out there in Bollywood, man.
Yep,
Wow,
and in Hollywood.
She's taking off. So
She definitely is.
let's
Hats
switch
off-
gears now a little bit, huh?
Hats off to her. Yeah, so that's
Definitely.
our Bollywood wrap up.
Yeah. Out here in Hollywood, we're let's talk some writers.
Oh, yes.
Television writers.
Well, so, it's so funny. Do you even know how much television writers make? I mean, they make some pretty big
They make
impressive
6 figures. I
salaries.
know that much.
Yes. So let me just give you some stats here.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
Yeah. Okay. What they make seems a little paltry compared to TV stars like Ashton Kutcher, but who make about $700,000 and $175,000 an episode. But
Ouch.
this is per the Writers Guild of America minimum rates. A staff writer, I'm reading this verbatim, with a contract for at least 20 weeks earns $3,703 a week, while anyone above a level above a staff writer earns $6,036 a week.
Wow. Can I have their job, please?
So imagine if you're in production for 26 weeks doing 22 episodes, a staff writer is making just a little over $96,000.
Wow.
While a higher level writer is taking home about little bit under $157,000.
That ain't bad, man.
No.
I mean, granted, the flip side is a lot of pressure to put together some really good stuff. I mean, I'm sure the Breaking Bad writers, I know I'm bringing up Breaking Bad again, but
Yes.
I'm sure they had a lot of pressure to put out some good stuff, but it's worth it, I guess.
I guess
I mean,
so.
if you're getting paid that salary, see? Yes, we should give them all a round of applause. But if you were getting paid that, wouldn't you be writing some good stuff?
I better be writing some good
Yeah,
stuff if I'm getting
exactly.
paid that much. Speaking of Breaking Bad, Howard Gordon. Let me tell you, this guy, he's got too much work up the yin yang. I mean,
Uh-huh.
he does not have a free moment. In fact, he's already got a couple of shows in the running. He's got Legends coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Which is going to be on TNT over the summer. He's got Tyrant coming out on FX, which is another drama. And then, of course, something I'm highly waiting for is 24 Live Another Day, which is also coming out in Fox with Kiefer Sutherland
Nice.
again. So, I mean, he's got a lot going on his
He
plate.
does.
Just because Breaking Bad is done doesn't mean that he's done.
24. 24. Oh, gotta love these sound effects. Awesome.
Thank
And
you, Arvin.
Speaking of Breaking Bad, just real quick. The
Again?
guy who plays
Again?
Mike. The guy who plays Mike is going to be in the Better Call Saul prequel.
Really?
Yeah. So I love Mike. I think everybody loves
Yeah,
Mike.
everybody
so,
loves Mike.
He's going to be in the prequel for that. So looking forward to that.
M. Night Shyamalan
Yes.
got stuff coming to television.
Yes, he's
You know
got some.
about that? He's making a TV. That's the new Hollywood term, TV.
TV.
He's making a TV debut.
Yes, he is.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is. I want you to tell me
Well,
about
they're
it.
called it's their signature thrills. He's bringing them to the small screen, and it's called Wayward Pines. They're about 10 episodes. They focus on a Secret Service agent who lands in this creepy town of Wayward Pines, Idaho, and just basically discovers they're not things as they appear. Now, I don't know. Isn't this kind of similar to like a lot of the movies he does?
Yeah, and I hope this thing's better than these movies because as we also just found out, he got nominated for a Razzie.
Oh my god! Can you tell everybody what a Razzie is for people who may not
Well,
be familiar with that
there's
term?
the Oscars on one end, which is for like the best. Then there's the
Best
Razzies,
accolades.
which is for the worst accolades. Pretty much the films that bomb, and like worst actress,
That's
worst
such a
film.
shame.
So he got nominated for After Earth. I can't remember if it's for best director or for worst director or worst film, but he's up for a Razzie for being a bad filmmaker. So I hope.
I hope Wayward Pines does well.
Yeah, and the funny thing about
Matt Dillon's in it, so it should be interesting. He's the one who plays the agent.
and he's a decent actor.
Yeah.
So let's
He's a
hope
decent actor.
He's a decent actor. Yeah, I think he'll be fine on TV. I hope he's fine on TV.
I think so. We well, speaking of, I'm going to go back to movies. There's something going on with theater owners. They want shorter movie trailers. What's that all about?
Well, you've been to movies in the theater, especially when you go to a new release, and you're spending the first 15 minutes of a film
Yes.
watching trailers.
Actually, I'm going to make a comment. I actually was at the theater the other day seeing Frozen
Uh-huh.
with my 4-year-old niece. And let me tell you, I was like, when is this film gonna start? It was just so irritating. It was trailer after trailer. And you know what? They are long. They are too
Yeah,
long.
and I think it's not so much the fact that it's 15 minutes and you're watching a lot of trailers. I think it's
The
fact
trailer
that
itself
the
is
trailer
so
itself is long, and they're giving away a lot of story in that time.
Yeah, aren't trailers supposed to be
It's
teasers?
supposed to be teasers, and now they're making these 2.5 minute trailers where they pretty
Where you
much
see
give
the
you the
whole thing.
story. You can watch like, a lot of films nowadays. You can watch the whole film on the trailer.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You'll know if you want to go see the rest of it or
Exactly. So they're not really teasing you anymore. They're not giving you much to. They're not giving much of imagination afterwards now anymore. So, I think theater owners, I give them kudos for doing this. They're catching on that their audience may be disgruntled. So let's just cut down the amount of time.
not. Well, I mean, because I think they're saying it's really not I mean, mostly before you see a movie, there's about 7 to 8 film trailers.
Mhm.
So you're already looking, and if they're about 2.5, 3 minutes long,
So
you're already
15,
at like
20 minutes.
17 to 20 minutes
Yeah.
already,
Mhm,
right?
mhm. So it's definitely time consuming, and and hey, look, let's be honest, moviegoers are pretty savvy that they factor that time into when they show up at the theater. If you see the times at 4:15, I'm not going to my seat till 4:30.
Wow. Yeah.
Right?
See, well, I think that's why they're saying the National Association of Theater Owners, they're actually trying to come and put together some guidelines
Yeah.
to better help
Yeah.
facilitate.
So I hope they pull it off.
I
Let's
hope
hope they
so
do. Yeah.
too. I hope so too.
Now we could get into some more awards here in the States again.
The
The photo that
DGA
was up, yeah,
awards,
the
yeah.
DGA awards. Uh,
Alfonso
how do you say his last name?
Cuarón.
Cuarón. Okay.
Cuarón.
Yeah, you got the accent down perfectly. Great.
I speak Spanish.
Yeah, well, a lot
Un
of us do in
poquito.
LA, right? It's part of living in Hollywood, right?
Yes.
He won Best Director for Gravity, if
You
I'm
know,
not mistaken.
I have to comment on that. I think that is so well deserved.
From a cinematography standpoint, from a visual standpoint, I
Yes,
agree.
to create what he
create
did.
that
I
world,
mean,
yes.
he had a lot of challenges. His
Yeah,
way.
I mean, Best Film or maybe even Best Actress might be quite. I mean, I may not get behind either one of those two awards, but Best Director, I could support him on that.
So yeah,
So
hats off to him.
is there any other award winners that you want to mention from that award show, which was last week, by the way?
Well, I think you'll be happy to hear that on the television side, Breaking Bad's Vince Gilligan was honored with the dramatic series
I was hoping
award.
to see that one.
And then Beth McCarthy Miller of 30 Rock, she received the award for comedy series.
30 Rock is a good show.
So-
It's a really good show.
Yeah.
Actually, DGAs they're pretty solid with their choices.
I think so too.
Yeah, I read the list of winners. I couldn't disagree with many of them, if any at all. So, congratulations to all the DGA award winners.
Yeah, and I think it's neat. Ben Affleck was there to hand off the award to
Yeah.
Alfonso. So that's
Yeah,
kinda
from
cool.
one great filmmaker to another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. When are we going to be nominated for an award?
Hopefully this year.
Okay. I'll give us-
Hard work pays
yes,
off.
Yes, exactly. So are you going to watch the Super Bowl this weekend before we head off?
What's that?
The Super Bowl. Come
Yes,
on,
I
it's in a few
am.
days.
Of course I am.
Who are you rooting for?
Well, my team didn't make it in.
The team you picked last week?
Yeah, the 49ers. What are you talking about? So I'm going to have to go with this. I'm actually looking forward to the halftime show.
Wow. That made me choke.
No! Oh my God, we're out of time. Thank you for tuning in to Tinseltown
See you
Talkies
next
with
week.
Rasha and Pimo.
Peace.
Stay tuned for culinary trends.
Woohoo!